The office hums while the clock pretends to move. You smile through the meeting, nodding at slides that skate past truth, and something hot sits behind your ribs like a coal you can't swallow. You answer with polish. You wait your turn, and the heat keeps tapping the glass from the inside. Afterward, you joke in the hallway so no one worries, yet your body knows the bill has arrived. Here's the thesis I can offer. Anger is often the body saying, "A line was crossed." It rises to guard what matters when your mouth stayed polite. Treat it as a siren, it drags you. Treat it as a signal. It points to a fence that needs paint, a door that needs a lock. Jung would call this a visit from the shadow. Whatever we disown returns as symptom. Whatever we befriend becomes strength. Push anger into the cellar, and it bangs the pipes. Sit with it at the table, and it reveals the map beneath your manners. Notice the contrast. Aggression is loud and leaky. It throws chairs and spills days. Integrity is quiet but firm. It speaks one sentence, moves one boundary, and lets the room adjust. So tonight is not about suppressing anger. It is about decoding it before it rents the wheel. We will listen for the message, separate hurt from story, and translate heat into honest edges that keep relationships breathable. I'll borrow the pace of rain on windows. 7 practical lenses to read the spark. A field manual to rehearse when words grow tangled. And a closing parable sized for a nightstand. For now, breathe where the coal glows and name what it protects. If the feeling is permission, not failure, what new door could your calm hand build? And where might you finally place its hinge? You're speaking, the thought is opening, and a voice folds over yours. Laughter skims the surface. Your sentence sinks. Later, someone promises a file by noon, and it slides past sunset without a note. In the evening, a joke at your expense drifts across the group like a paper cut no one admits. The heat returns, not huge, but a red thread under the skin asking to be seen. Try a translation key. Anger often means a value is threatened. Time when delays waste your day. Respect when interruptions shrink your voice. Truth when spin replaces candor. Safety when lines blur around your body or roll. Fairness when burdens shift to you while credit drifts elsewhere. Read the flare. Name the value. Breathe before you answer. Then sort the flavor. Clean anger is specific, proportionate, and time-bound. It points. When my sentence was cut off, I felt dismissed. Please let me finish. Dirty anger goes global, punishing, and ruminative. It says, "You always do this. Everyone's against me." Then replays the real until sleep thins. Clean asks for repair. Dirty needs regulation first. Hold a gentle aphorism. Anger is a messenger, not a steering wheel. Invite it into the foyer, take the envelope, and send it on. Do not give it the keys. Use checkpoints that fit in a breath. What value is hot? What rule was assumed? What would be enough repair? An apology, a reset of scope, a new deadline, a seat at the right table. Define enough, or the loop will hunt new fuel. She was the nice one, the yes in a room. She kept the calendar soft, absorbed spillover, and laughed at jokes that used her time as the punchline. When deadlines slipped, she smiled wider. When weekends vanished, she called it teamwork. Then the fog came. Messages went unanswered. Meetings felt like glass. She stopped offering ideas and started counting hours in her jaw. No one noticed the rattle until her goodbye sounded like a closing elevator. Final, too late to answer. Here is the simple frame for a complicated ache. The shadow holds what we exile: force, decisiveness, appetite, even the dignity of self-respect. We shove them into a back room to stay lovable, and they return as leaks. The words we wouldn't speak drip out as sighs. The no we never practice escapes as distance. The push we deny arrives disguised as a headache. That is the paradox. When healthy anger is repressed, it does not become holiness. It becomes sarcasm, withdrawal, or aches that schedule their appointments. The more we polish our sweetness, the more our body files complaints under other names. Boundaries managed by avoidance are still boundaries. They just cost more. Try a gentle exercise. Name 3 qualities you admire in strong people: clarity, steadiness, clean yes and no. Now find their quiet versions in you. Clarity can be 1 sentence. Steadiness can be 1 repeated habit. A clean no can be a soft phrase said early, not a slam door said late. Strength is not volume. It is a profile you can trace in low light. Let your identity bridge be simple. I can be kind and have edges. I can carry light and wear a handle. And when the mind forgets these promises, the body remembers. Learn the early sirens before heat becomes fire. You laugh with the group because it's easier, but your jaw tightens at the harmless joke. Your hands go cool, breath shortens, and the room tilts a fraction, as if the floor moved. Nothing explodes. Still, a small alarm taps the ribs, asking for a hand on the wheel. Early sirens arrive this quietly. Micro holds in the breath you didn't notice. Eyes narrowing to preview distance. Shoulders lifting to guard the neck. A small clench in the stomach like a fist practicing. Thoughts race, composing arguments you hope you won't need. These are not drama. They're dashboard lights. Use a simple green-yellow-red map. Green is comfort. Yellow is agitation. The joke lands sharp. The call runs long. The ask arrives without context. Red is flare. Heat in the face. Voice flattening. Words you'll retrieve later. The skill is catching yellow before red rents the room. Try a 2-minute reset. First, posture. Plant feet. Lengthen spine. Release the jaw. Second, breath. It gives the body coordinates. This is what I protect. Reassure yourself. Intervening at yellow isn't overreacting. It's maintenance. You don't need a scene to make a boundary inhale nose. Long exhale. Count 4 in, 6 out. Third, name the value. Time, respect, truth, safety, fairness. Saying real. A sentence will do, or a pause, or a promise to revisit later. Once you can hear the early sirens, the question becomes pattern. Which trespasses return wearing different coats? And how do you keep a foyer without letting strangers roam the house? You notice it. Only you can make this shine, they say, sliding an extra task across the table. That's the sneaky ask. Scope creep, hidden in praise. The value underneath is fairness. The boundary is happy to help with the original scope. Additions need a new timeline or owner. Next comes the moving goalpost. You deliver what was agreed, and the standard shifts after applause. The value underneath is integrity. The boundary is, let's lock success criteria in writing. Changes become version 2. Then the public pinch. A joke lands like a paper cut, while others laugh to smooth air. The value underneath is respect. The boundary is, I'm fine with jokes, not that one. Let's keep it about ideas. Meet the ghost. Messages drift unanswered until a last-minute emergency with sirens. The value underneath is reliability. The boundary is, I start when inputs are here. Rush costs quality, so delivery moves accordingly. Finally, the open door. Access to you is assumed, not earned. Your calendar becomes public property. The value underneath is sovereignty. The boundary is, I'm available during office hours. Outside that window, send context for review. These patterns repeat because they work on busy, kind people. Naming the value calms the blood. Naming the smallest clean line keeps the room civil. You don't need thunder, just a sturdy hinge on a normal voice. Practice hearing the pattern before the story roars. When the sneaky ask purrs, touch the contract. When the goalpost slides, point at the spec. When the pinch arrives, call it light and move on. When the ghost surfaces, let the clock speak. When the door swings, close it softly and schedule. What remains is language. Sentences short enough to stand, warm enough to keep trust, and clear enough that the wind understands where the edge is now. The meeting hums until you stop chasing it. You plant both feet, let one breath lengthen, and feel the heat turn from flame to handle. Then you speak one sentence that lands like a level, and the room steadies because you did. Here is the frame that keeps anger clean. The 4 C's: clear, concrete, compassionate, consequential. Clear removes fog. Concrete names events, not motives. Compassionate keeps dignity on both sides. Consequential shows the hinge the door will. Swing on. Use a simple formula. When X happens, it affects Y. I need Z. If not, I'll do Q. Example. When my update is interrupted, it delays the plan. I need 2 minutes to finish. If that's not possible, I'll send the decisions by email and step out. Practice tone like a craftsperson. Lower the voice a half step. Slow the pace. Keep sentences short enough that memory can carry them whole. Remember the difference between a boundary and an ultimatum. A boundary invites choice and protects your side of the gate. An ultimatum performs control and dares a fight. You don't need threat. You need architecture. The gate closes and latches. Afterward, leave silence where change can sit. Do not over-explain. Do not apologize for protecting the work and your spine. Words are tools. Stock your kit before the storm so your hand knows what to reach for. Next, I'll place ready-made scripts in your pocket. Phrases you can lift when the day tilts and the room forgets where the edge belongs. There are moments when the simplest words prevent the longest repairs. At work, when scope creeps with compliments, try, happy to help within X. Beyond that, let's schedule a new request. If the rush arrives at last minute, offer a gentle choice. I can do A by Friday or B by Wednesday. Which matters more? Short sentences keep dignity intact and expectations measurable. At home, love sometimes shows up as a steering wheel. When family offers unsolicited advice, say, I hear you. I'm not looking for input on this. If teasing grows in public, keep the temperature low and the edge clear. I don't do jokes about me. Let's change the topic. You're not rejecting the person. You're protecting tone that lets affection breathe. With friends who cancel again and again, name value without drama. I value plans. If we reschedule again, let's pause for a bit. The pause is a boundary that leaves the door oiled. It invites better timing later, kindly. When strangers or messages online push for attention you don't owe, spare yourself debate. Not for me. Wishing you well. No explanation is a full sentence. Keep a self-boundary that protects tomorrow's mind. Write it where you'll see it at night. I'm not available to myself after 10 p.m. Sleep is my ally. Let the phone rest in another room. Give the pillow the first yes. Brevity is warmth when it removes guessing. Speak once, Then let silence do the sorting. If emotions spike, step away and repeat lines later, calmer and slower. Even good boundaries can bruise relationships. People need time to adjust to your edges, as you needed time to build them. The aim isn't victory, it's honest fit. Next, we'll repair without self-betrayal. Keep the bridge, keep the gate, and let tenderness return on better terms. Morning brings the small unease that follows a line drawn. You replay the moment, taste the dryness in your mouth, and wonder, did I overreact? Before guilt takes the wheel, check the value, not the feeling. Ask which principle you protected: time, respect, truth, safety, fairness, and whether the line still fits when the night's weather fades. Separate rupture from rule. If your tone was sharp, apologize for heat. Do not apologize for the fence. I wish I'd said it more gently is not the same as I shouldn't have said it. Keep the hinge, sand the edge. Use a repair triad. Acknowledge impact, restate value, propose path. I was blunt yesterday. Respect still matters to me. Let's agree on how we give feedback. Or, I replied short, deadlines were tight. Our rule stays, inputs by Tuesday, delivery Thursday. Impact, value, path, 3 stones to cross water. When repair is invited, choose details over drama. Offer a small process change, a standing check-in, a written definition of done. Praise the attempt at repair in the same breath you protect the rule. Let people keep face while the standard stays. If repair fails, keep your footing. Hold the boundary, reduce access, and let time clarify intent. I can't join meetings where interruptions are the norm. Send decisions, and I'll deliver. Rotate exposure. Move conversations to daylight channels where records outlive moods. Quiet firmness earns sturdier allies than noise ever will. After the dust settles, give yourself a debrief. What worked? What wobbled? What needs a line written down? Keep receipts of agreements to spare future debates and memory fog. Boundaries rarely fail from malice. They fade from neglect. Now make the learning compound. Fold repair into a weekly rhythm, small audits, rehearsed phrases, and 1 letter of thanks, so the skill strengthens while no one's watching. Start Sunday with a page you can fold into a pocket. At the top, write 3 values you're protecting this week: time, respect, and truth, or whatever fits. Beneath, list the likely trespasses by name: sneaky asks, moving goalposts, public pinches, ghosts, open doors. Beside each, copy a go-to script you trust. Keep the paper near your keys. Let it be the map you touch before rooms. Each morning, run daily triage: green, yellow, or red. Green means carry on. Yellow means intervene early. Posture, breath. 1 sentence that names the value. Red means pause the day's negotiations if you can, and return to baseline before deciding anything expensive. Hold the 1 clean ask rule. Make 1 precise request per day. An attribution line in writing. A deadline mirror. A meeting without interruptions. Tiny clarity compounds. Tomorrow, thanks today for speaking plainly. Practice alliance hygiene. Send 2 gratitude notes each week to people who honor your lines. Name what they did, not just how you felt. Thanks for the quiet room to finish. The work shows it. Water the allies who keep the edges visible. End the day with a brief debrief. What triggered heat? What boundary worked? What wants adjusting? If you stumbled, write the version you wish you'd said and file it on your scripts page. Improvement likes rehearsal more than regret. Track minimal metrics so progress stays human. Sleep hours you actually got. Calm minutes you felt. One honest sentence you actually spoke. Numbers small enough to keep, meaningful enough to steer. By Friday, the pages look ordinary, and your week feels lighter. Routines lower friction. Dignity grows roots. Keep the map. Keep the breath. Keep the voice that fits your spine. Tomorrow, we'll close with a small story for the bedside, something steady to hold when rooms tilt. There is a lighthouse on a blunt piece of coast. It does not chase ships. It turns, it shines, it rests, then turns again. Storms arrive with fists, then leave with open hands. The beam keeps its circle and never apologizes for the light. Miles away, sailors adjust their lines without bargaining. The rock does not shout, and still the harbor finds them. Imagine you as the keeper. Quiet, consistent, visible from far away. You check the wick, clear the glass, oil the gears. Some nights are bright, some wear fog like wool. Either way, the rhythm holds. You are not louder than the sea. You are steadier than the weather. Return to that room from the beginning. The same meeting, the same faces, the same old slide. The laugh starts to skim across your sentence. This time, you honor the line early. You breathe, you lower your voice, and say, "Let me finish this thought, then I'll listen." The floor evens. The work moves. No fireworks, just gravity returning to its posts. Keep a credo for hard hours. Name the value. Say the line. Stay kind. Stand still. If a storm insists on performing, let the water hit the rocks. You are the shore, not the spray. You were never built to chase every wave. You were built to mark a way home. Tonight, set your light and go to bed without checking who thanked you. You can rest. The light knows its work. The beam will turn whether eyes notice or not. In the morning, you will wake to the same sea and the same gear, and you will keep the circle steady. When heat rises behind the ribs, touch the creed, breathe once, and let the signal become a path. The ships will see you, so will you.